Hello, what is up, Yugi Tubers? I'm coming here today with my finally, after a while, completed Fire Fist deck profile. And it's gone through some changes over, I think, the past week, has it been? And I'm going to get right into it. So to start off, of course, you have the 3 bear, because it's bear. I don't think it really needs any more explaining, other than it's bear. 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon, because it's like Wolfbark in a way, where you can special summon a Fire Fist from your graveyard and attack or defense any level Fire Fist, and it still has its effect. Now, this also helps when you want to pull out Exciton, because you have to send 2 fire formations to the grave to pull out that Fire Fist monster, then you Xyz into Exciton, which might help you get your card count lower than your opponent's. Next, 1 Gorilla, because it's a searchable MST. 1 Wolfbark, I finally got one. I no longer have that Canadian proxy. Woohoo!
Could have just been Canadian, you know.
No, I don't want a Canadian.
How about that, eh?
That's it for the 4-axis. Wolfbark, because it's Wolfbark. On to the 3-axis. 2 Leopards, because you're able to tribute the Leopard to search out a fire formation, spell, or trap card. And it's your targets for the 1 Spirit that I run. And you use the Leopard and the Spirit to go into Horse Prince, and Horse Prince pulls out my 1 Rooster. I've seen a lot of people run 2 or 3. I only run 1 because I never want to draw Rooster. I hate drawing Rooster. I don't know why. I just do.
Oh, but can it, recycle the spells that you don't want? Like,
yeah.
You have your Tanky in the field. Dump your Tanky, and then, put in another Tanky if you activated it last turn, or a Tensu if you just activated the Tanky.
Yeah, I just but the thing is, whenever I pull out Rooster usually stays on the field for a while, because I'll always, get rid of a Tensu or a Tenki for a Tensen, so I can keep my Rooster on the field for a while. So that's why I only run 1. Yeah, you can run 2, and if you were running 2, you would probably cut the Blaster. I run the Blaster just because you're able to, if you don't have Tenki or Tensu in your hand, and you have Spirit and Leopard in your hand, you can ditch Blaster and Leopard to the grave to destroy a card your opponent controls, normal summon Spirit, get the Leopard, go into Horse Prince. Or, if you have a level 4 Fire Fist in your hand, and Wolfbark along with Blaster, ditch those, summon Wolfbark, go into a rank 4. That's it for the Fire Monsters. Now for the generic 2 Tengu, because it's an awesome floater. This is different from my previous deck profile. This is the first change that I have. And Tengu, because it's a floater, I love Torrentialing the field. My Tengu goes to grave, and I just get another Tengu. Or if my opponent Dark Holes, I'll just get another Tengu. Or Lightning Vortex, I get another Tengu. It's just an awesome floater.
You didn't say how it was also Beast Warrior.
Well, it is a Beast Warrior.
Well,
and it's a level 4 Beast Warrior.
I haven't seen that card in a while. So a lot of people don't know that that's Beast Warrior.
It's a level 4 Beast Warrior, if you can see that. Can you see that, or is it too fuzzy? I think it's too fuzzy, but
yeah.
it's too fuzzy.
Exactly,
but it's a level 4 Beast Warrior, and it has 1700 attack, and I love it. I just love the floaterness in it. Then to close off the monsters, 2 card D, because it allows you to build your hand. You can take this out for Reckless. I just didn't want Reckless because then I can't draw after that. Card D does leave you open, but normally you'll have some traps set to protect you for a while. So Card D. I only use Card D game 1, games 2 and 3 I sided out. Except for the monsters. That's a 16 monster count, I believe. On to the spells. We have the 3 Tenki, because it's able to add a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior to your hand. So that's all of them but 3 targets, which is the 2 Karkards and the Blaster. So you can add Tengu, Bear, Dragon, Wolfbark, Leopard, Spirit, Rooster, or what I miss? Gorilla.
Now, there's gonna be a problem. I think that's gonna rise with Fire Fist players. Is this new card? It's the Forbidden Seal of the Spell. Whatever. I think just look up seal and you'll find it. It's going into 3 for many side decks because of Shaddolls. Basically, when a spell is activated, activate it, discard a card, negate it, and you can't activate any more of those copies for the rest of the duel. Now, what happens if they do that on your Tenki?
If they do it on your Tenki, then you'll just have to draw. You'll just draw. Or you got the dualities in here.
But it makes Tenki a dead draw. Do you think Fire Fist is going to be hit by this? Because it's definitely sided against it.
I mean, yeah, but I think you can still play the Tenki, and then you can just get rid of the Tenki for the bear. So yeah. It will affect it, though. Then 2 Tensu. Not 3, because it'll get cloggy. 1, you'll go through it too quickly. And then I chose to... This is the second change. I run this over the 3 MSTs now. 3 Goyoko. Because, yeah, you're taking away being able to MST on your opponent's turn. But your opponent pretty much can't activate cards they set on their turn because they'll normally set a trap or a quick spell. So on your turn, you just Goyoku those, and then you're set. 2 Lance to protect your monsters, or get that extra push to get over your opponent's monsters. 2 Duality, still the same. I had this at 3 for a period of time, but then I cut it down to 2, and you'll see why when I get to the traps. And then 1 Book of Moon to close out the spells. It's a 13 spell count. And the traps is 11 spell count.
Yep, 13.
2 Tensen. I no longer run 3 because of space. And this is why I cut the Tensen and Duality to 2. For the 2 Phoenix Wing Blast. This card can really help against a lot of the decks these days, like Yang Zing that's come out, like Shadol's that's come out. You just discard a card from your hand and bounce it back to the top of the deck. So if they pull out Construct, put Construct back in the extra deck. Doesn't get the effect of getting the fusion back. Pull out a Yang Zing, bounce it back, so it's being destroyed effect doesn't go off. And I really like it, because if you have like Wolfbark or Spirit in your hand, and you have another target for those, like Leopard or Bear, you can ditch the target, then normal summon the monster next turn. Now, this is a card that I like in this deck. I can't believe I wasn't, running it in the first profile I gave to you. 1 Mirror Force. I felt that the deck was solid, but I also felt that it didn't have enough defense, so I wanted the 2 Mirror Force in. Or, the 1 Mirror Force, sorry. I was thinking about Dark Hole over the Mirror Force, but then I thought Mirror Force was better because I wanted to save my monsters instead of just nuking the whole field. Next, 2 Fiendish Chain. I put Fiendish Chain in instead of the Reckless because I like Fiendish Chain because it negates a monster's effect, and they can't attack with that monster. The thing is, do not Fiendish Chain Card D. Card D's effect will still go off if it's Fiendish Chain, people.
What? But why would you run Fiendish Chain over Breakthrough Skill? Because, wait, listen to me. This should all, like, let's say there's a Midrash in the field, you could activate Breakthrough Skill again and negate it, and then because most of the cards are continuous, with them being on the field, that might clog up your spell and trap board.
Well, it normally doesn't, though, because I'll Fiendish Chain, and the next turn I'll get, like, a Bear, or a Dragon, or a Wolfbark, and I'll use those, and then just get over the monster that I Fiendish Chained. Next, the 1 of Traps are still the same. The Fiendish Chain was the last adjustment to this main deck. Solemn, Bottomless, Torrential, and Compulse. It's a 40-card main deck with an 11 trap count. On to the extra deck, which is way over here. Now, I am still missing 2 cards for the extra deck, and I will get to them in the end of the extra deck profile. 1 Horse Prince, because I feel 1 Horse Prince is enough. That's it for the synchros of this deck. Just 1 Horse Prince. Onto the Xyzes, and the only duplicate in the extra deck. 2 Tiger King, because Tiger King is amazing in this deck. Helps you get around a lot of things. This is pretty much a breakthrough skill that lasts your turn and your opponent's turn. So this is also why I don't run breakthrough. 1 Cardinal, because Cardinal's amazing. You can run 2. I just ran 1 because I can always bounce Cardinal back using its effect, which can serve as 2. So I only saw the need for 1, so I could put other things in. 1 Lion Emperor to recycle fire monsters back to my hand. I used to think it was just Fire Fist monsters back to your hand, but then I realized it was Fire Monster. So you can recycle your Wolf Bark with this, people. Run it if you're running a 3.5 axis build like me. 1 Diamond Dire, because you are running Beast Warriors, so you can use it to not just destroy itself. You can say your bear gets Fiendish Chained, destroy the bear, to destroy a card in their field, and the Fiendish Chain goes away. It's awesome. 1 Bujinti Takasuchi. Yes, the mill 5 does hurt, but the fact that you can detach and it doesn't get destroyed is like a Mace Stroke. You just don't get the face down effect. And I like it because it's a 2500 beater. It's honestly the highest attack point monster in this extra deck.
Now, would you run that over the Chaos? It's something dragon. It takes 2 level 4s, 2500 attack, detach 2, and target 1 monster opponent controls half that monster's attack, and it gains half. If you can get your hands on one of those, would you run that over that? Because like with the the new Akoloff killer thing, that I don't really think that X can be tier 1. It's gonna have to fight with Shadalls, but it's still gonna be a threat. And Chaos Xyz Rebellion Dragon, as long as you have something with over 2,000 on the field, under most circumstances, you'll be able to get over it. But with this, you won't generally be able to do that.
I mean, yeah, if you do get your hands on it. What's its name again?
Dark Xyz Rebellion Dragon, something Dark Dragon.
Did it come out in Duelist Alliance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's coming out in next Challengers. And would you rather run that over a Lucard? Because I mean, that's my Lucard. But it got reprinted.
Honestly, I'm not running a Lucard in this extra deck, and I don't want a Lucard in this extra deck because I only run 4 level 3s, so I'd rather have the Lion Emperor in there. So yeah.
Yeah.
The rest are rank 4s. Continuing on, sorry for the side discussion. 1 Heartland Draco, because you have 8 face-up continuous spells, so it can't be attacked, and can attack your opponent directly. And this goes great if you pull out Heartland Draco and Rhapsody and Berserk, because you can detach, banish cards from your opponent's graveyard, then attach this to Heartland Draco, attack directly for 32 twice. It's just unstoppable. It already takes your opponent down to 6. It already takes your opponent's life points down to 1,600. I mean, that's pretty much, if you can go in for game with a bear next turn, you win. Continuing on, 1 Anti-Luminescent Knight, because it's too OP not to run. 1 Ragna Zero, because it shuts down Boojins, anything that adds any deck that gets its attack higher than its original.
So Fire Fist.
It's also good against the mirror match, yeah. 1 Black Ship of Corn to get around the cards that say can't be destroyed by card effects, like say Zenmaines. Good against Zenmaines. And then 1 Gagaga Cowboy, because it's almost game every time you pull it out. Now, the 2 cards that I'm missing in my extra deck that I will pretend that I have for this profile. 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 number 101 Silent Honor Arc. I am getting them soon, don't worry. These are just in place until I get them. So, Dweller and 101. And that's it for the extra deck. Onto the side deck. Here we go. 2 Skill Prisoner. For not really the hat matchup, but I guess you could use it for the Inzektor artifact Trap Tricks matchup for the for Hornet.
You saw like one of those at the tournament, right? Is that why you put it in there? It might be a threat. I don't know. I haven't seen the deck.
Inzektor artifact Trap Tricks, in my opinion, is actually a lot better than hat.
Oh my.
It is, in my opinion.
But the hands are just like crash, destroy. You know what I mean.
Inzektors, normal summon Centipede, bring Hornet back, send Hornet to the grave.
And because Hornet's limited?
It's still good.
True.
Play Foolish Burial, get Hornet to the grave, then they just normal summon their Inzektors. And then, I don't know what Inzektor, but it searches out another Inzektor. So, pull out that Inzektor out, attaches Hornet, detach Hornet, destroys. So yeah, 2 Skills of Prisoner in for decks that like to target your monsters with effects. 2 Goes in Match for Prophecies, because at my locals there's like 5 or 6 Prophecy players. 1 Soul Drain for graveyard decks. 2 Rivalry of the 2 Rivalry of the Warlords for Madolches and Constellars and Evil Swarms. Then to close off the traps in the side deck, 2 Breakthrough Skill, because it's amazing. I'll normally side Breakthrough Skill and Skill Prisoner in at the same time, or just Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill over Skill Prisoner, if I am deciding between the two. Then 2 on MST, and that's it for the spells in the side deck. Onto the monsters. 2 DD Crow, 1 Geico, again for spellbooks, and any other deck that banishes. I wonder if, and then DD Crow. DD Crow's for like Infernities to get rid of their Archfiends or their patrols, so they can't use them. And then to close off the side deck, 1 Thunder King, because it's a great stun card. That's it for the extra deck. I hope you guys like it. Henry is out here. Peace!